pokes it away. James up and under, throws it off the backboard. Oh, what a perfect pass.
They say Father Time is undefeated, and he has been. But Father Time is sweating because LeBron James is still playing, still going strong. Is LeBron going to hand Father Time his first career L? Before we tell you how LeBron has beaten Father Time, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Got that done? Good. Because Father Time waits for nobody, except, yeah, you guessed it.
Gets it ahead for James. Like a LeBron James! A major rack attack!
His accolades. It's LeBron James, so you know a lot about him already. Everybody knows a lot about him. So yeah, we could talk about all the obvious stuff that makes LeBron's career impressive over such a long span of time. We could talk about the 10 trips to the NBA Finals. We could talk about the 4 championships. We could talk about the 4 MVPs. We could talk about the 2 Olympic gold medals. But everybody already talks about that stuff. What isn't talked about as much, and maybe you already knew, LeBron has earned both a scoring title and an assist title in his career. For one thing, LeBron earned the assist title in the 19-20 season, proving he can still be a highly effective passer in his ripe old age. The second part about that's fascinating, he is only one of 7 players to ever earn both a scoring title and an assist title. Oscar Robertson, Jerry West, Nate Archibald, somewhat surprisingly Wilt Chamberlain, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and LeBron. That's it. What you're going to notice is that LeBron gets on a lot of these lists. He breaks a lot of these records. You'll hear his name mentioned with certain company on one list, mentioned with different company on another, and so on and so on. But it feels like it's just Bron on all these lists. So what's another big list or big record for LeBron? Dun 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 dun! All-time points. That's right, you've probably heard a lot by now. LeBron is closing in on the all-time scoring record. He is going to have it, and he will be the player with the most points ever in the regular season. Just let that sink in. Most points ever. And by the way, does it look like the dude is slowing down? Hell no. I mean, we've got tons of all-time greats on these lists, all-time scoring and whatnot. For instance, Dirk Nowitzki is number 6 all-time scoring. Shaquille O'Neal, number 8. Taking nothing away from those two because they were phenomenal. But as they moved up the rankings, as they cemented their final standing and their final total of points earned in their career, whatever, we all remember what they looked like when they were doing it. Dirk and Shaq were both not their former selves, you know? Shaq had that last season in Boston and his scoring averages were way down. Dirk wasn't the number 1 option on the Mavs anymore, okay? But those last seasons helped them to tally up their total amount of points. But hello, look at LeBron about to become number 1. And like, he's still moving like this. That's the difference, you know, he's still dunking on people. Come on, a lot of these other all-time greats were like that great car with 150,000 miles. It took you many fantastic places, but it's getting ready for the scrapyard or Craigslist. Bron's eclipsing 300,000 miles and you're still putting new rims on it because that ride is still riding strong. He's not just doing it, he's still doing it and not ready to stop. He's averaging 29.9 points per game this year, people. That's almost 30 a game from someone who is almost 40. That's not almost insane, it just is insane. So Father Time ain't taken his legs yet. He's still an elite scorer. What else is LeBron elite at? All-time everything. LeBron is elite at a lot. But what we mentioned before, that assist title, yeah, LeBron is still a precision passer and he can put his teammates in a great position to score just as well as he could when he came into the league, probably better. Did you know LeBron is number 6 all time in assists for the regular season? And he is just about to pass Mark Jackson and Steve Nash for the number 4 spot. Which means, depending on how soon you or your friends watch this video, he may have already moved into the top 5 for all-time assists, making Bron the only player to be in the top 5 in both points and assists. Only. Where does LeBron stand in the all-time rankings for all 5 major stat categories? I'm glad you asked. Let's just say it. It's a done deal. He's number 1 in points. He's number 4 in assists. He's number 32 in rebounds. Likely will hit top 25 before retiring. He's number 91 in blocks, so another top 100 hit. And hold up, he's number 9 in steals. So, LeBron is in the top 5 in 2 categories and in the top 10 in 3. Is that impressive? Are you not entertained? Let me put it into context. Players to be in the top 10 in 3 different categories: Jordan, Kareem, John Stockton, Jason Kidd, Chris Paul, and LeBron. Players to be in the top 5 in 2 categories: Kareem and LeBron. That's it. That's the list. And LeBron is coming for Kareem's number 1 spot like he's an old Ludacris song. Oh, what else is LeBron all-time in? All-time time. Yeah. LeBron is just all-time time, which is what really has Father Time shaking in his whatever he wears. I want to say a robe. When we talk about beating Father Time, we usually focus on accolades and achievements. What about actual time? At the rate LeBron is playing at, the amount of minutes he is playing each game, in another 15 to 20 games, he'll likely have played more regular season minutes than anybody. So no one can say, oh, he scores a lot, but it's not like he plays a lot. He plays more than everyone. By the way, how about games played? Over 1,400. Inching his way into the top 10 there as well. And Mr. Robert Parrish, the Chief, he's played more games than anyone at 1,611. If LeBron ends up playing with Bronny like he says he will, he could break that record too. If he plays until the 25 to 26 season, I could see him passing that milestone. All-time playoffs. All-time playoffs too? Sheesh. This dude should just change his name to all-time. Anyway, how does LeBron all-time James rank in playoff stats? Because it's all good to be up there in the regular season stats and all that, right? But there's a lot of players that are stat patters in the regular season. Then when the lights shine the brightest in the playoffs, they can't bring their team to the promised land. They fold like a cheap table. And if you're leading in playoff stats, that means you are not only making the playoffs, you are playing well into them. And you're bringing your team deep in the playoffs repeatedly. So, number 1 in playoff points, number 2 in playoff assists, number 6 in playoff rebounds, number 1 in playoff steals, number 10 in playoff blocks. What? Damn, LeBron. Way to prove all the naysayers wrong. Top 10 in all 5 categories. That is true insanity. As crazy as it may sound, even though LeBron is near unstoppable in the regular season, as proved by all his stats and accolades, he might even be better in the playoffs. That whole thing that surrounded LeBron most of his career, flipping the switch in the playoffs, kicking it into another gear into the playoffs, I'm thinking that's real now. The only crazy thing is that the gear he's in the regular season is already a gear most players don't even have. Then he kicks it up to another gear in the playoffs. Dude, what is that, 8th gear or something? And here's the scariest part if you are even trying to defend him. He is not slowing down. He kicked it up into that 8th gear and he ripped the brake line and just tossed it out the window. Now, we get it. Players age, they slow down, everybody, even Bron. But I don't know, has he really? Bron's had 4 MVPs. In those MVP seasons, he averaged points total per game like 28.4, 29.7, 27.1, 26.8. Remember what we said before? He's averaging 29.9 right now. He averaged 30.3 last year. During those MVP years, he had assist averages of like 8.6, 7.3, 7.2, 6.2. He's currently averaging 7 assists per game right now, smack dab in the middle of those assists in his MVP years. And his 10.2 per game was just a few years ago. LeBron's current stat averages looks as good, if not better, than the years he was winning back-to-back MVPs. That is nuts. He's playing with the elite players. We're not just mentioning him along with the elite players because he's been so good his whole career. He's still one of the best right now. Don't believe me? Want to know another stat? A record LeBron just, well, you can't even say broke, he invented it. No one's ever done this before, and LeBron just made it happen against the Clippers. January 24th, 2023, LeBron played the other LA team and he dropped over 40 on them. That's a lot, but the significance? With that 40-piece beauty, LeBron is now the only player to ever score 40 or more against all 30 teams. Think about that. He did what no one's done, and he did it to everybody. The guy is brushing up alongside 40 years old. He's older than damn near everybody in the league, yet he's still sticking threes, dunking on people's heads, lighting up the courts everywhere, every court, every city, doing his best Oprah impression. A 40-piece for you, a 40-piece for you, a 40-piece for all of you. And really, if you're 38 and you're still able to put up more than your age in points, that ain't nothing. It's cool enough when a rookie gives you a point for every year he's been alive. When it's done by the seasoned vet, oh my gosh. So, what's going to slow LeBron James down? Not Father Time. I think we've established that. Not any of the players in the league. Bron is still running with them, putting up numbers, tearing down defenses, shattering records, making records. Call him the record inventor. Call him all time. Call him Father Time's daddy. What do you think? Is LeBron going to break more records? Is he going to end up playing more games than anybody ever has? How much longer is the guy going to play for? Let me know in the comments, but don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you have not already. You want to make sure you're getting notified of all the new videos we're dropping because they'll keep dropping even longer than Bron keeps playing. But for now, so long and sayonara. Keep calm and dribble on.
Gets it ahead for James. Like a locomotive, LeBron James! A major rack attack!